Hey guys, welcome back to Ironing Out the Kinks podcast with Luke and Chelsea. You probably know us as the viral superstars because, I mean, are we a big deal? Did we hit 1 million views on one of our videos?
We did.
So it's kind of a big deal. So we appreciate all the fans. Just stop papping us when we're taking the bins out and stuff. You know, we do have listeners, as we spoke about before, all around the world. I think we had 2 people in Sweden listen to us. So
check us out.
That's kind of a big deal, you know. Yeah, we're on every continent, pretty much. Ish.
Kinda.
Ish. But yeah, so welcome back. And episode 5, it's been a minute.
Yep.
It's been a little while, but we're back. Everything's good. And we're here to talk about all things kinky, sexual related, listening to your problems, giving a bit of advice, even though we're, stress this again, we are not professionals in this. We just have a different perspective. And sometimes an extra set of eyes on a problem can help fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So going into our first little bit that we like to jump straight into, top 100 kinks. What have you got for us today, my darling?
So the first one we have is breath play.
Breath play.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not like morning breath, evening breath.
It's not, but I'm sure there's people out there that enjoy it.
People like everything. With the research for this episode, people are going to see, I've seen some things now and wow. But we'll get onto that in a minute. So breath play.
Breath play. So it is choking or limiting breath.
Right. Simple.
Simple as that. So some people like being strangled or what I don't know how to describe it other than edging for your breath.
Okay.
So the same way that you would edge somebody or yourself and stop yourself from at the point of you wanting to come or orgasm, I almost feel like it could be that with breath. So you're holding someone's breath until the point of pass out and then you let go and they're like, oh, I'm here, I'm back.
Does it have to be pass out though?
What else is it?
Well, it's the classic choke me daddy, isn't it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not about passing out or nearly passing out. It's about the restriction of something vital. It's a control thing.
Yeah.
Because we enjoy this both ways. Sometimes if I'm just having a solo moment and you're just watching, which I enjoy and you enjoy, sometimes you're not up for full-blown sex and you just want to watch, love it. And I'll be like, yeah, get your hand around my throat.
Yeah.
It just makes it a little bit more intense for me because I'm like losing a bit of control and I don't make you pass out.
What are we tallying now? 3 times?
Yeah, well, it was dark. I didn't know.
We have spoken about getting a sexual contract in place just in case I am to die in a moment like that. Yeah. It wasn't your fault.
How am I supposed to say to the police, like, I didn't mean to kill her? They're going to be like, that's what every husband who kills his wife says.
Yeah.
And be like, no, you don't understand. It was a sex game gone wrong. And they're like, sure. You sick fuck. So yeah, we need a contract in place just in case.
I'd say it's probably not a good thing to do in the dark because all 3 times I've passed out, it's been in the dark. And you can't exactly use a safe word in that scenario, can you?
No.
You can't really tap out because you kind of tap away anyway because you're like, can't breathe, but it's still fun. So don't do it in the dark would be my best advice on this one.
Yeah. And clicking.
Okay, so if there's a click, that could be the safe word.
Yeah.
But are you paying attention to me clicking?
I'm so in the moment. I'm so in charge. But it's a good one, and I think it's fairly common.
Yeah.
The whole like choke me. I want him to choke me. I want her to choke me. The
extremities is going to be different, but the actual like whole choking, like you say, I think that's just quite common across the board.
Yeah, it depends on the severity. I think the severity is different. You know, whereas people go a bit too far sometimes on solo breath play.
Right.
Men have died.
Yeah.
You know. Do you know, there's famous people have died from it.
What?
Asphyxie wanks.
No, who?
Asphyxiation wanks. Oh God, I'd need to Google it. I didn't do the research on that. But people have died from it.
How do you know they're having a wank and they're not just like
because they got their dick in their hand?
Fair one.
You know, and there's like no signs of suicide and they're like no note or anything like that. They're just got a rope around their neck and they're leaning off a door frame with their dick in hand. Just about to have the best moment of their life, and it is the last moment of their life, unfortunately.
Okay, so another thing to add to this safety precautions, don't do it alone.
You always need a spotter.
Yeah.
And that's been a rule of mine for a long time. You always need a spotter. And that's why I like you to watch me when I'm doing some solo activities. Nothing to do with breath play. I'm not choking myself, but you always need a spotter.
Yeah.
It's the rules. It's gym rules. So, yeah, I think if it's something you wanted to incorporate, I think it's a fairly easy one, really.
I'd be surprised if no one's dabbled in it in a way.
Some people don't like it. You can imagine there might be like traumas in the past, or people don't have that trust, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I think it is something that you want to see, or you would more likely see in like a trusted relationship between people. If you're just taking somebody home on a night out and having a good time with them, great, but maybe not the time to be like, yeah, put me in a full chokehold and let's see, because there's no communication, there's no understanding of one another. So
yeah. See, I have a friend who would beg to differ. Their sexual experience is purely based on whether they got choked out or not.
Jesus, you're going to tell me afterwards who it is?
Yeah, of course.
I think I know.
You probably know.
I think I know. Yeah, well, yeah, I get it. But I just think there needs to be a trust element to it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just want anybody to choke me out.
But you're strong. It's not like you're going to be with some absolute beast who can do anything.
I do jiu-jitsu and I have been choked out by very, very tiny people. And yeah, it's nothing to do with strength. And that's like me fighting back. Imagine if I submitted to it. I'd be fucked. There's no hope. So yeah, breath play. Really good one. I think it's probably common. I think that, again, like I say, I think it buys into the control sub-dom type category, really.
Yeah, definitely. But it's interesting though for you, because you aren't ever really in a scenario where you like to have your control taken away from you.
No. It's in that instance, it is like you said, it's like nearly passing out. There's a euphoricness to it as well. So completely unsex related. But can you remember back when you were in like secondary school where you used to do that thing where you used to lean over, and it had so many different names, but you'd do the breath in and out, in and out, in and out, and then you stand up against the wall and someone would push on your chest and you kind of pass out. Yeah, like hyperventilating.
Yeah, but it was, I know it sounds awful, but it was fun then. It was like this, like you get this random little buzz and this little high, and there's almost, you have that as well. Like I personally, when you're choking me and when I'm on the point of, am I going to pass out here or is this going to be euphoric? It's a really thin line. So it's not necessarily because you've got all the power in that situation. There's a really euphoric moment.
Euphoric.
What am I saying?
Euphoric with like a TH. It's a PH.
I'm so sorry. Euphoric.
We're having to do with like education lessons throughout this. No, and you're right. And there's that, number one, kids are dumb. Why the fuck were we doing that in school?
I have no idea.
Because I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
And we grew up in very different areas. So kids are dumb. How more kids don't die, I don't know. And it's the same as what they say about like drowning. You know what I mean? It becomes euphoric because it's the lack of oxygen to the brain and causes like synapses is to like fire, and creates like a euphoric moment. So that's probably why it ties in, which is why so many, and I say so many, I have no idea on the stats or the figures, but so many, millions upon millions of men have died choking themselves out whilst having a wank.
Right, I need to look at this.
You just push it to the edge. You went too far and you didn't have a spotter. You didn't have your boy there watching you, So, yeah.
Cool, I'm going to check this out after.
We're going to do some stats researching and we'll let you all know. Probably, we won't, we'll forget.
No, we won't.
Okay, secondly,
so you were audibly gasping while researching this earlier, and I want to hear your thoughts on it because we haven't discussed it since then. So the next one is CBT, which is cock and ball torture.
So I'll just reiterate that. Cock and ball torture. I've seen some things. For all the men listening now, unless they're into it, again, the people who are into it seem to have a great time. And I'm happy for them because it looks like they're really enjoying it. What I saw, I will dream about for a long time. So to break it down, cock and ball torture, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's where men have their genitals restricted and beaten, punished. I saw a guy getting hit with a baseball bat. This isn't like, I didn't go on to anything like mental
No.
to find this. This is on mainstream porn sites. I saw a guy having a rod put down his urethra.
So that's a whole that falls under CBT, but that's actually a thing within itself. I forget the words, but some people would just be into that alone.
It was all challenging for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
You caught my testicle with your knee a couple of days ago when we were on the sofa and you moved around. And that tiny amount of trauma was echoing through my head as I was watching these men get one guy getting a riding crop straight to the dick, and then his dick was just getting so hard, and I was like,
so I watched a video that you would have found quite funny.
I didn't find any of it funny.
Well, this is quite humorous, and you'll see why.
We'll see.
So there was a guy and his woman would roll a D20.
Oh.
And whatever number it would land on, that's how many slaps he's getting on his balls.
See, the first bit I think is funny. Second bit,
no. So I actually thought I'll have a look into why that, because obviously I'm a woman, I don't know how that feels, and all I can take from it is your word, and you just sound like you could never do that. So I wanted to have a little look in why people might like this, whether it is the whole having their masculinity taken away from them. And this is what I read, and it kind of ties into what we just spoke about a moment ago with the breath play. So your penis and the surrounding area is full of sensitive nerve endings. Stimulating them with CBT causes waves of endorphins, which is your body's natural painkiller, to be released. The effect is similar to that of morphine or codeine, and the result is incredibly intense natural high. So people, again, will reach a euphoric state of consciousness. Nice. So there's the pain. So they could be enjoying the pain element of it, but they could be enjoying that natural high that comes along with it. They can't feel the pain anymore because their endorphins being released, their body's natural painkillers, and they're just having this weird sensation that they don't experience in any other sexual form.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's really good that you did that research, because you always tell me to do research on these things.
And you just watch porn.
Yeah, I watch porn. You're actually like, you're going into it. I did read some studies on one the other day that we did. I can't remember what it was. But yes, on topic. It looks, and this is taking off the kinky helmet and putting on like the normal, like quote unquote normal helmet. Mm-hmm. It looks like extremely damaging.
Yeah.
Like that would be my main concern. If it feels great, cool, but do I want to have children? Do I want to be able to, when I come, it not be blood?
Yeah.
That genuinely looks like they'll be bleeding afterwards.
And again, some of the stuff I was reading, it was people's experiences with it and explaining why they enjoy it. And there was one guy that went on to say that he enjoyed it so much with his girlfriend, wife, whatever, that they were they started using like knives and giving him little slits and things. And then it got to the point where he was like, whenever I was horny, I just wanted her to like completely cut my balls and foreskin off. And I was like, wow, that's a real extreme leap.
Oh my God.
Your face, if only there was a camera right now.
Yeah, we're not recording this week. Thank God. No, that's just mutilation. That's something different.
It is, but I mean, he's enjoying the feeling of it.
Doesn't make it okay. What would you do if I was like, yeah, no, I want you to... What would you say to me? Let's flip this. I've said to you, so I'm not the person who enjoys it, but I want you to enjoy it, but you don't. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want a Handmaid's Tale this bitch and cut your clit off. You'd say I was crazy.
Yeah.
And you'd say I was a bit of an Ed Gein. And maybe I need to seek professional help. But then if I'm saying to you, cut my dick and foreskin off, what is...
It's extreme.
In my opinion, that's moved out of the realms of kink into a much deeper place.
What about chastity cages? Because I know that's something within itself being controlled.
Yeah. But
it also, if they're getting turned on in any way, shape or form, that is hurting them. And
I think,
and chastity is more from what I understand and experience is more common than cock and ball torture.
well, I mean, on the porn site that I frequent, there was 4 pages of cock and ball torture, and that's it, which is mental.
Which isn't a lot.
Seeing as if you want to look up 2 Asian men with tattoos fucking grandma whilst grandpa watches, there's about 85 to 200 pages of that.
Yeah.
But only 4 pages of that. And I think chastity stuff probably shows up more. So yeah, you're probably right.
But yeah, I'd say that kind of ties into it because it's the pain of when they are getting aroused.
Is there a control element on that one though?
Yeah, it is. It's the person who holds the key is controlling the situation.
I just feel like if I was going to get a hard on and it hurt, I immediately lose that hard on. You know, it's just it's immediate. So, hey, fair play to the fellas who love this shit. Honestly,
I would be really interested in speaking to someone who enjoys it.
Yeah.
Because I've just read what's online and we've seen the videos, but I'd love to actually understand why it is they enjoy it.
Honestly, so would I. And in a really, really
open-minded, positive discussion way.
100%. Because I really want to. It's so far removed from what I can imagine enjoying.
Yeah.
Although I feel like both of our horizons are very broad sexually. That's so far removed. I would love to speak to somebody and just gain their perspective. Life's all about gaining perspective.
It is. And if there is anyone listening, pop us a message, even if it's anonymous. Like, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we done with those? You got anything more to hit up on those?
We've wrapped that one up.
That's 2 more kinks off the list. 100 kinks is getting chipped off pretty quickly. That's 10 down.
We're double figures.
Nice.
Nice.
10 down. Right, what's next? Oh, you want to do that now?
We can do that.
Okay. So we put a little question out on Instagram, and there was some replies. So the question was, what's the wildest place you've had sex? Very normal question, but some of the responses were thought-provoking and just interesting. So on the top of Mount Snowdon in the winter.
I think that's a cool one.
I think that's good going by both parties.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've ever been to Snowdon.
Yeah, it's
cold as a bitch up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, fair play.
Good effort.
Yeah.
I like the ones where that at certain points of the year or certain points of the day, then places are going to be heaving with people. But the fact that you've managed to do it when there's no one there, I like that.
Yeah, and especially because it's quite a popular tourist bit. So any of your pals put up a picture, you can go, oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I like that one. In a skate park.
Okay.
I'm assuming at night.
Or not, because it could be under like a half pipe or something.
Nah, that's got to be at night. Surely. This one's good. Been caught by the police balls deep in the back of a Nissan Micra circa 2000.
He was fucking the Micra, or?
That's what I'm saying. That's interesting. Circa 2009, sorry. So been caught by the police. I'm going to say this because I know this person. He was fucking the Micra. So he was in the Micra, got caught by the police, and that was that. And
so you're saying he was fucking the Micra?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't think...
In between the seats?
Maybe. The back of it. Whatever. Depends.
The exhaust?
Yep. That's hanging out the back of a Micra. Or he's
Wherever
like closed the boot
are.
down just enough to gain a bit of friction.
A little bit of CBT there.
Yeah. There's a risk. The risk that boot falls. The zoo.
Okay.
The zoo.
The zoo. Where?
Yeah.
By which enclosure? How close were you to a zebra while you had your dick inside someone?
It's a woman.
Oh.
While she had a dick inside her.
Fair. Same.
Same. Or fingers. Whatever. But, yeah, if you're near the gorillas, I think they can tell. They're going to be looking.
Animals have a great sense of smell.
What are you saying?
Well, what do you mean what are they saying? They'll probably know what's going on. There's some fucking around the corner.
You can't smell fucking.
You're not an animal. You're not a gorilla.
Well, neither are you. You can't just decide, yeah. Wild animals can smell friction. They can smell it. No, that's not how it is.
You can walk into a room after someone's had sex and smell sex.
Yeah, that's
So,
different.
So why is not like the wild dogs or the wolves, they're not able to smell it?
Okay. Yeah. The
Gone
animals
off
knew you
there.
were fucking, just so you know, for the listener who submitted that.
Mm-hmm.
Next one. There's a couple more. This one's wild.
Go on.
At 70 miles an hour in the car with my girlfriend on the M25, just outside South Mims. Don't really know why that's important, but whilst my wife was driving, there's a woman who's fucking her girlfriend whilst her wife's driving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is a backseat job and the wife's doing a little peer in the rear view mirror.
Because the M25 is like busy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Busy. So you couldn't like straddle the front seats and just let them go to town on you that way. You have to. You have to be in the back.
That's a fun one.
I know. I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed that one a lot. This one's a touch. Under the Raw Marines tent at a Gone Wild festival.
Oh dear.
Hey, look, those boys. There's some good-looking boys there. All right, that's what they do to people.
Oh dear.
On the side of Mount Tryfan in Wales. If I'm not pronouncing that right, and you're from Wales, and you say, "Oh, I'm going to tell him how to pronounce that," I don't care. I really don't care.
Similar to the Snowdon Sitch.
Exactly, similar to the Snowdon Sitch. This one's a belter because this one got my mind worrying.
Okay.
The in-laws' bed after their wedding.
After their wedding?
Yeah. So the in-laws have got married. So imagine your dad and your stepmom weren't married. They've got married.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a nice time at a reception, and you and me just pop up to their bridal suite and just blast the fuck out of those sheets.
Well, this is what I was going to ask. Have they gone back to their home because the married couple have now gone to a bridal suite, or have they gone and taken advantage of the bridal suite?
They didn't specify.
Okay.
And I respect it. Last one, because we're dribbling on. There's some really good ones, but the last one, and this one strikes a bit close to home. So I'm from Cornwall.
Okay.
The Eden Project.
Oh.
Which, if you don't know what the Eden Project is, it's just a massive glass dome, basically.
But have you been in there? Because there's a lot of it's a jungle. It's a giant jungle in a dome. So there's going to be places in there where you can kind of get behind a bush and hide and have a fuck. Have a fuck. I like the nature ones. They're my favourite ones.
Yeah, I knew you would. Oh God, I don't know which is my favourite there. Jesus, probably on a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to blast you with a view.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. In the most romantic way possible that you can whilst having a sneaky fuck outside.
At the side of a mountain.
I don't think there's any romance in that at all.
No, but fun.
Fun. I want to know what position that was in. Because I don't think you'd want to hit the floor.
You wouldn't be. They'd be standing up with a little, bent over with a little crouch in the knees, and he'll be behind her.
Gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only one that makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does. It's outside sex, unless there's a big old boulder. She can get on that boulder like a table.
Would you want your cold skin against a cold boulder on the top of Mount Snowdon?
Why would my skin be on it? I'm just pulling my trousers down.
So then I have to keep your ass elevated?
Yeah. Like you would if I was laying on a table.
I don't know, man. I've just climbed a mountain. I don't know. I don't know if I've got the energy. I say that. I'm a keen hiker. I've definitely got the energy. Right. Let's hit the next bit up.
Moving on to Naughty Corner.
Naughty Corner.
Noise. So we have an update.
Oh yes.
From one the other week.
Waiting for this. Well, I've had people contact me and be like, make sure you tell us updates. I'm like, I will.
Yeah.
I promise you I will.
Well, we don't actually get as many updates. And so I've added a section on the website now. So when you do a submission, there's a part to say it's an update. So when we ask for an update and you listen to us, please give us an update.
Yeah.
So we actually got one here. So this was from what we spoke about last week. And
do you want to recap what we spoke about?
Well, they recap it.
Okay, cool.
So, update. I have an update for you. I'm the one who was struggling with the anal fun. Yep. I took both your advice and it's really helped. We speak openly about what we do and don't want to do, and I took on Luke's advice about the role play. I always felt it wasn't for me, but God, it's so good. Thank you so much for the advice in keeping the sex kinky. By the way, I love the podcast.
Hell yeah.
We
Number
like
one,
that.
thank you for your support. Thanks for getting back to us as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm fucking good.
Look at you.
I'm good. But this is the thing with role play. People, I can imagine, but it's like acting,
Mm-hmm.
where people think it's just a bit cheesy. It's a bit.
That's it. For me,
Mm-mm.
acting is just all sorts. This is my personal experience, is all sorts of cringe. I don't want to have to act or do anything in front of anyone, but role play is different. Role play is sexy.
Sexy.
We can talk about things and be these
You can
dirty
be
little
whoever
people that we're not in
exactly.
usual day life.
You can be whoever you want,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing. And as long as you both buy into it, it very quickly becomes like a thing.
Yeah.
You know, you've initially first line you feel like a bit silly. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I see you need a plumber, and I'm a plumber.
What
And
are
then
you
you're like,
doing here?
Yeah, you feel a bit silly. As soon as you buy into it a bit, it is genuinely like acting.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's done a little bit of acting myself. As soon as you buy into the role a little bit, you're just like, boom, that's it now.
Yeah.
It is like acting. I know like acting for you would be anxiety
Yeah.
inducing, but role play isn't, because there's an end goal with role play.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's really good.
Cool,
So
right?
there's really good communication going on, developing.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, I'm proud of them.
Love that.
I'm so hyped. If we help nobody else in this podcast, but we've helped one person, we pack up the mics tomorrow and stop this. We've done a good job.
That's it.
In
And
my
that's
eyes.
all you've wanted, isn't it, really, from it?
Yeah.
So should we start on the first bit of advice?
Well, yeah.
Someone asking
yeah.
for advice. So I'm at university and started sleeping with my housemate. Dangerous, I know. I've slept with him 3 times now, but every time we have, he has come within 15 seconds. Is this normal, or should I just ditch the friends with benefits as it's becoming very deflating?
Oosh. Tricky.
Yeah.
Okay, number of things there. Obviously at uni, they're young. He might be really inexperienced.
Yeah. Well,
This might be
I know people who didn't lose their virginity until their second year of uni. So he could be this.
Yeah.
I know that surprises you.
Shocking to me. Yeah.
But I know people.
No,
And guys more than girls as well, believe it or not.
Yeah. So there's a possible inexperience point there.
Mhm.
And the excitement. What I think people who are a little bit more, you got to think everybody from all different types of backgrounds come together to uni. And it's like this fucking hype thing
Yeah.
of like, there's going to be sex, drinking, drugs, and maybe some education on the side if you can be bothered. But this whole like hype thing of this is what you're going to do. And this might be a guy who's it might have come from like a village life, known the same 100 people his entire life, never really done a great deal. And now suddenly in this big world of like casual sex and all of this, you know.
I don't think it even needs to
exciting.
be as complicated as that. He could have only just lost his virginity.
Yeah.
And it's as easy as that. He's now found a friend with benefits. That's exciting.
Yeah, you don't know how exciting that is as a young man.
Mm-hmm.
When you've been watching TV and watching films ever since you were young and being like, I can just have sex with someone that I've just met. Oh, fuck, imagine. And then you start just having sex with people and you're like, oh my God, I'm in the movies. I'm in the movies. And then obviously you grow up a bit. But yeah, I wouldn't say ditch him. I wouldn't just go to the extreme of, oh, fuck you. One, that's
Well,
really...
she can't ditch him. It's a housemate. He's there, whether she wants it or not. I think my advice here would be leave it for a while. Don't instigate anything for a while. If he tries to instigate something, go for it. See if there's any change there for him. It might just be in the really exciting first 3 times.
Third time's the charm.
But I just cool off for a bit. You're at uni, you've got so much to do. He's got so many people to fuck as well.
Yeah, I think leaving it is just like building up the pressure more.
No, just cooling off. They're friends with benefits. They're not together.
Yeah, but if it's in your house, go in, suck him off, 15 seconds, blammo, cool, go back an hour later.
And have sex. Could work.
You know?
Yeah.
What he's not doing, he's walking around with a loaded gun.
Yeah.
What he's not doing is getting himself relaxed enough. He's tense. He's ready to go. And like I say, he's young. Youngsters, these like 18, 19, 20-year-olds think they know everything. They're children. And that's not me trying to be offensive to anybody at that age, but they're genuinely children. Like, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know much about your body or other people's bodies, it takes a fucking minute to learn these things, and it takes a lot of communication. Talk to him. If it's over in 15 seconds, he knows that that's not normal, and if he thinks it's normal, it's because nobody's told him it's not normal. I had a friend years ago. Always love a little recap of old friends.
Yeah.
But I remember him saying, we were talking about having sex. We were getting ready for a night out. I remember it clearly. And we were talking about like sleeping with people. And I was like, my whole point of having sex is to make the girl come. I want them to come. That's all I care about. And he was like, yeah, do you know what? He was a good looking boy. And he was like, the first 20, 30 people I slept with, I don't think I made any of them orgasm. I was just there for me.
Yeah.
And he said, I've slept with an older woman. And when I finished, she was like, is that it? And I was like, what do you mean? And she said, your job is to make me come. You weren't even close. Stop being so fucking selfish. And he was like, he genuinely had like a moment of realization and was like, oh my God, I need to be better. So he's like, I kept going back to her and she kept teaching me. So the moral of the story for this is communicate with him.
Yeah. I just thought then, given that, and also given being in university, why don't you have a evening with him where you're like, I want to show you how you can make me come.
Yeah.
Make him go down on you, show you what you like.
Yeah.
Show him what you like, sorry. And like you say, show him that he needs to start putting a woman in front of his coming.
Exactly. And what a good chance that is for her to learn more about herself as well. And be like, oh, fucking hell, I do like a finger in the ass or whatever it is. You know? Oh, shit, I do like that. And also, if you're doing the friends with benefits thing, fuck other people. Don't be scared to get it elsewhere, especially if it's a housemate. If he gets a bit weird, if he sees a guy walk out of your room in the morning, he needs to address that issue himself. If you've got a casual thing going on and you're living with them, like you said, not a great idea, but that's the boat you're in at the minute. Don't be scared to take other people back and have a good time.
Yeah.
You're young once. Trust me, life will come at you thick and fast and fuck you every which way from Sunday. It just will. Do things whilst you can. So, yeah, communicate, talk to them about it. Don't be scared of getting it elsewhere if you want to.
Yeah, I think a lot of people always struggle with that, especially women. They put all their eggs in one basket, even though they don't want anything from that guy. They're like, well, this will do. But like you say, put your eggs in all the other baskets, go have fun. And if he gets a bit weird with it, address it.
Yeah, but that's his issue.
Yeah, it's his issue.
But again, you're dealing with men. Men are really immature and dumb.
Especially young, dumb, immature ones.
Young, really, yeah. You know, oh God, men are the dumbest.
Oh,
we
I
are
know.
the dumbest. And this is why I can say women are manipulators. Because men are so dumb and women are really cunning. Positive for women, being cunning is known as a good thing. Being dumb has never been a solid thing for men, you know? It's never been something people have gone, I like that guy, he's really dumb, you know? Okay, you got anything more to say on that one?
No, I've got nothing more to say on that one. Give us an update.
Yeah, let us know.
Got another question here.
Okay.
So I have been with my partner for 4 years and we have had a baby at the end of 2022. The sex has always been okay. He's a great partner / dad, so I just accepted this. Since having a baby, sex is pretty much non-existent and I can't take it anymore. Someone that I used to see has recently popped up in my DMs and I can't stop thinking about him. Even messaging him turns me on. We had great sex with no limits and my current vanilla boyfriend is nothing in the bedroom compared to him. I know I can't have my cake and eat it, but I just have no idea what to do. I don't want to break up with my baby's dad just because the sex is shit, but I also want sex. My sex drive used to be so high and now I feel like I'm losing it and I don't want to. Help a girl out, please.
Okay, so much there.
Yeah.
You've literally answered your own point there of cannot have your cake and eat it. No, you can't. If you got a problem with this kind of thing, you need to speak to your partner.
Yeah.
I want to know how much you've actually spoken to him about. How much have you said to him, this is not working, I want more, I need this, I feel neglected, whatever it may be. If somebody showing you a little bit of interest is turning your head and you're thinking, it's really turning me on, that's a really dangerous slope.
Yeah.
You're looking at, and this is, again, we're here to talk about sex predominantly, but as life advice, I'm telling you, you do not want to be responsible for breaking up a home. And that's on you. That's not on the person who's DMing you. That's on you. As a man who's got a child from a previous relationship and being pretty much the reason why that relationship broke up a very long time ago, we're talking 13, 14 years ago. But that will always be on me that I fucked up my daughter's chance of having an avenue of normality, at least for a while. You know, obviously I wouldn't have met you. Well, I still would have, to be honest. Everything would have still happened. But you've got the responsibility now. You've got to be a bit selfish, but don't be fucking selfish.
Yeah.
Think about the family. Talk to your partner.
I think the biggest number one point here to make is you're with somebody, you have a child with them, and you hope to see a future with them. If somebody from your past that you used to fuck is in your DMs, get rid of them out of your DMs immediately. There is zero need for you to ever be in contact with someone you used to fuck if you're trying to pursue a happy relationship. That would be my advice, number one. Delete their messages immediately, block him, stop him allowing to follow you. If you don't want to do that, you now need to have a proper look at yourself and ask why you don't want to do that. Because for me, and we've had this conversation many a times, once you're done with someone, you're done with someone. There's zero reason for them to be in any tiny little part of your life, whether that's social media or not. Get rid.
Exactly.
And I'm quite passionate about that. So if I sound angry while I'm saying that, that would be number one point for me. Yeah. And also, someone's going to turn your head if you allow them to be there. Get rid of that. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting your head turned by it. Okay,
I'm going to give an analogy for this.
Go on.
If you're hungry, have you ever been so hungry that a piece of bread has tasted, a dry piece of bread has tasted like the most delicious thing in the world? So
many times.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've had it like once. I remember it. I remember exactly where I was. It was a long time ago, and I remember we were stealing bread. That's all I'm going to say. But if you're hungry for something, anything's going to look appetizing. You're going to disregard everything else, and you're going to try and satisfy your hunger. Fucking communicate. Communicate with the person. And like Chelsea said, if you're looking at building this future happy family, you need to sort this out. If you're not, and you're like, yeah, I want to stay together for the child, but nothing else, you're not in a good place. You know, that's why I say you need to be a bit selfish, because contrary to my previous point, do you want to bring a child up in a really unhappy home, or do you want to bring a child up in two happy homes? What I'm saying with my previous point was, don't just destroy something for a quick fuck.
Yeah.
Because it ain't worth it. If it's your long-term happiness, then you need to have a real long look at and reflect on things.
Yeah. Moving on to the sexual side of this.
Yes, let's get onto that.
Let's get onto that. I'd ask, how many times has she instigated it?
Yeah, but then the initial description of the sex was okay. She might not want to instigate it.
But then my second question to that would be, have you communicated what you're into? Have you put everything on the table and discussed and tried things with him? Or have you stayed quiet in a way where you can stay quiet and not have sex with someone or not instigate it with someone? Have you just stayed quiet and accepted the sex? Because that's a partial thing with you there. You need to have that conversation, have that leap, make that jump, instigate. Otherwise, you're not going to make a change.
And it probably sounds like we're putting a lot on you.
Yeah, it does.
But you know, you're the one with the problem.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want to fix the problem, there's two things you can do. You can either just fuck it off, let the problem snowball, and it will ruin everything, and then you start again, fresh canvas in a couple of years, and you've wasted all of your time. Or you try and address the problem, try and get to grips with it and sort it out. Or you pull the plug and you move on. Sexually, like you say, communication, we say the same thing all the time. We just need a little sticker above our heads and communicate. Speak to him. This is what I like. I'm not getting enough. Be harsh. You have to be harsh. You know, because I promise you, if one day you just pack your bags and leave, he'll be heartbroken. If you tell him that sex isn't really up to scratch, I need fucking more. This is what I want. This is what I like. This is what I want us to do. He might be his ego might be a little bit dented, but he's not going to be heartbroken.
Yeah, and like she said, he's a great partner. She likes him. It's not a situation where she sounds like she's considering a relationship because it's all a bit shit. It just sounds like the sex here. So, and you could say this different to me, whether you do the same or not. But if this was me personally in this situation, for just to get started, I would disregard what I actually enjoy sexually and just get sex back on the table again. Yeah. Whether that's boring and vanilla for you, I would just start instigating it, getting a bit of sex back on the table, because they have just had a baby. They're probably still trying to get back into the swing of things. I just start by have the amount of times we have sex.
Yeah.
And then once we're feeling a little bit more comfortable, sex is a normal thing that happens every week, then I'll be like, so I've been thinking, I kind of want to do this kind of stuff, and then start a conversation there rather than hitting this guy with, we're not having enough sex, and when we do, it's really boring. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe I'm too aggressive. I feel like you're possibly going to fall into a trap of, okay, but we're having sex now. I don't want to upset the apple cart because I'm having sex like twice a week now, and that's much better than where we were at. I don't know. I feel like fast, hard, aggressive is always the way. Stacks of smoke straight up the middle. But there was something you said that resonated with me. Oh, it was filth. I was gonna say, just wake him up with his dick in your mouth. You know.
Yeah.
Is that, or wake him up by sitting on his face, whatever he's into. But like you said, you need to put a little bit of instigating in there. You need to put a little bit of, like, I don't know how to say it. I can only show it. Just fucking grab you and pull you in and be like, this is it. And if you did that to me, if we hadn't had sex in a long time and you just grabbed me and was like, get upstairs, I'm not that kind of person to get turned on by being dominated. But you best believe I'm running up the stairs with you chasing me up, and I'm giggling. I'm just giggling.
What I was actually going to say here as well, if the sex has always kind of been okay, have they established their boundaries? Like, not their boundaries, have they established their roles? He might not be a dominant man. No. He might need that. So again, another thing to talk about once you feel comfortable talking about.
I guarantee they haven't established boundaries.
No.
I can guarantee it.
And I do think that's really... I personally think it's needed in order to have a healthy sex life, because you know where you stand.
Absolutely.
And you know how things can go once you've established that.
Yeah, uncertainty in sex is the most unsexy thing ever. It is. And maybe his sex drive dropped off. Maybe it needs to look at, depending on his age, like testosterone levels might be low. There's a massive thing in women. We were talking about this in work the other day. Women getting HRT at a certain age, really well looked into, something that is very well understood. Men getting HRT when they get older, lower testosterone. Why is that not really discussed?
Yeah.
When that's a huge issue and causes mass depression, causes, obesity within men. It's the same kind of repercussions as estrogen dropping off for women in a way. I know there's a lot more.
Oh no, it is
all over the place.
It is.
For women,
it's not spoke about a lot with men.
It's not.
And naturally your body will start to drop off testosterone.
As soon as you hit about 28 to 32, that's when your natural free testosterone will start to drop off. And he may need to look at that. He may need to look at what he's doing. Maybe being a new parent for the pair of you is exhausting, and maybe you haven't got the energy. Maybe he's working a lot. Maybe, you need a break. Maybe the pair of you need a break and to sit down, talk about this.
Yeah.
This is how I want our sex life to look. I need you to understand this. This is a need for me. So in recap, stop speaking to the other person
immediately and delete, remove, don't allow them to contact you.
You can ring the devil's doorbell thinking about them if you want to, but it's not healthy. It's not going to help your relationship. It's going to do exactly what it's done, the complete opposite. It's going to put a little wedge in there, and you don't even know that it's really there. You think it's a bit innocent. It's going to drive a wedge between you.
Yeah.
Talk to your partner, understand where you're at, boundary-wise, understand what's going on with you, and communicate this and let us know. Anything else to add to that, Chelsea?
No, that's it.
You happy?
I'm happy with that.
Okay, yeah. We hope we helped. We probably sounded a bit aggressive, but we weren't. We're here to help you.
Yeah, for sure. So slippery when wet.
some fantasies, yeah?
So we have one today.
Just one.
Just one today. I have a new manager and he's about 15 years older than me. He's very firm and fair, and there have been times I catch myself staring and fantasizing about him. A lot. When I'm in meetings, I find myself imagine being railed by him, over his desk, pushing his computer off, and he rips my clothes off. Recently, I was working late to help him out, and he had to leave early. I couldn't help but think about him fucking me over the desk or going down on me under the desk. The thought of it gets me wet. I find myself most nights masturbating over him, moaning his name.
Wow. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say something wild here.
Okay.
But I think most women that have worked from a young age, especially within offices, and have had a fairly young male boss manager.
15 years older than you.
Yeah. Well, still fairly young. She could be 18. And he's what, like just late 30s?
33.
I'm not good at maths, but
Late 30s.
I'm not good at maths. But you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
I think we've all had a little fancy about a man in a power position that we've worked with.
Yeah. I think men in power positions. I never understand how people find Gordon Ramsay attractive. Yeah, you.
My entire childhood.
Freak. Because of the power.
Yeah.
So that's a normal fantasy.
It is.
And if that guy knew that you were like touching yourself every night to him, saying his name and thinking these things, his head would explode. I fucking promise you.
I would say make sure it stays a fantasy. You
100%.
do not want to be getting into complications like that. However, no, this is just going to be the little bitchy female in me. Manipulating in a situation like that.
Women.
Flirt with him a little bit and he'll be a bit nice to you at work, and that's fun. If he's single and you're single.
That's the thing. If I flirt with people to try and get my way, suddenly I'm weird.
Not if you're a single man.
I'm touching my boss's leg. He doesn't want it.
I'm not talking about touch.
No.
How do you know he doesn't want it?
Because he threatened to sack me. Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I'm not going to advise somebody
really
to start manipulating their manager. No, that's a decent fantasy though, and
I think it's quite a common one as well.
It is common.
But it's nice.
It
I
is
like
good.
it.
I like that, and I don't know. Don't manipulate him. don't let it spill over into work. And I don't know. I feel like the guy's being robbed.
No, because we've just said about
know.
don't. Yeah, but if you knew, then you might treat her different, or fuck her.
Well, I wouldn't, but yeah, he might. Imagine if I came home and was like, yeah, that young girl told me that she masturbates to me every night.
I'd ask you to show me a positive idea of her, and I'd be going in the following day.
What, to kiss her or scratch her up?
To ask her if she's seen your wedding band and whether she has anything to say to me.
What if she wants to bang you too?
I'd be like, okay, how old are you?
Yeah, if she's 15 years younger than me, she's too young.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one though. I enjoyed that. Thank you for that one.
Now moving on to the funnies.
On to the good shit.
Ooh, strong hole. So I recently started seeing a guy. I had long come out of a relationship and wanted to start the dating scene. I recently met a guy at my work. We finally had sex, but it ended in a complete disaster. While riding him, I was thinking he was hitting all the right places. As I'm reaching a high, I moan out my ex's name.
Oh, fucking hell.
I try to pass it off. I start saying, Reese, quickly going, really good.
Oh,
how do you style off
fucking
Reese
hell.
to really good? I don't think it was enough. I wanted the world to swallow me up. Please tell me I'm not the only person who accidentally moaned the wrong name. Safe to say he's ghosted me.
Fucking right. Yes.
Do you know what? I really admire the fact that she's tried to use Reese and say really good.
I have never, maybe this is just me, I've never thought about somebody during sex.
Okay.
I think about the person I'm having sex with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like, oh, yeah, God, whoever. That's mental.
So I have.
Have you?
Twice.
Was it me?
Once I did say your name, yeah.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, this people need to understand our story. We were together, then we were apart for a while, but you were with a...
We both got in separate relationships, then we came back together.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've done it twice. Maybe it's a girl thing, and our dumb little girl brains are tiny. We can't process all that information while we're having sex.
You're getting ready to manipulate managers. That's your problem. No, I've never said somebody else's name.
No.
I don't.
Well, this girl's not alone.
She's not alone.
She's not alone.
I'm so hyped that you said my name. I didn't know that.
I've told you this, didn't I?
No.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I feel sorry for your ex. He had a rough time. Bless him.
Bless.
That was good. I enjoyed that. Yeah, he's ghosted you for all the right reasons. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you can't bring yourself back from that one, but no, you're not alone, and I hope you had fun. Okay. On my first adventure to the land of dreams, Thailand.
Oh, right. I was like, what?
I found myself browsing the specific area known as Walking Street. Already in awe of the glorious culture around, one lady approached me and said if I wanted a short time.
I know where this is going.
Of course. Obviously, I obliged. We went to a short time hotel. I paid for the room and then paid her. We started kissing and she got me naked and slobbered at my Johnson like a bulldog on a hosepipe.
What is it? People's fucking descriptions in these is next level.
They're so creative, and please keep them coming because they're the best parts. A bulldog. Absolutely loving this. I stood her up and started to go down and take her pants off. As I pulled them down, I was greeted by an oversized butter mushroom on a bed of squid ink noodles. Thoughts popped into my head. I'm comfortable with my sexuality and when in Rome and all that jazz. So I did as any man would and put that little sucker in my mouth. After about 10 seconds, realising it wasn't for me for the fact it was growing in my mouth, I laid on the bed. The bloke with tits and a feminine face got on top, but didn't sit on my cock. They were getting carried away, aggressively wanking me off like I was in a game of tug of war with Eddie Hall. So I proceeded to do the same.
I wasn't expecting that.
As I looked up, they eased their grip and their eyes rolled back. I had a thought of, oh shit. Completely in the firing line, I took the heavy load of baby gravy to my chest. Horrified, though I thought I might as well come myself now. I bent them over and went at it like a Jack Russell on a draft cushion. Once finished, I had a shower in silence and went and sat in a bar, drank by myself and started really contemplating my life decisions. Didn't work much as it wasn't my last time.
Oh, man. That's fucking great. I was not expecting him to start wanking him off. Hey, what a gent.
Fair play, yeah.
What a gent.
Yeah.
And
Didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable.
No.
Just went for it.
The thing I respect most about that is the ability to go, maybe.
I'm comfortable. Let's give it a go. Yeah.
I'll suck a dick. The thing that I find even more hilarious, I'm going to say they were young at this point. Because if I'm in Thailand and a very pretty woman comes up to me
and offers you time
and offers me some time, the first thing I'm going to say is, let's have a little look.
Open your legs.
Exactly. just slide your underwear to one side. Let me have a little peek. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a no. I just need to prepare myself for what I'm getting into, you know? But the amount of my mates that have been to Thailand is unbelievable. The amount of my mates that have been to Thailand and ended up fucking a man that was trans is the exact same number as my amount of mates who've been to fucking Thailand.
I mean, like he says, when in Rome. If I was a guy going Thailand, whether you are that way inclined or not, you kind of got to give it a go.
Have you seen the Thai sex workers?
Stunning.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievably stunning.
Yeah. If we went to Thailand.
Well, I even said this to you. If you ever found yourself in Thailand without me and I got a text that night going, babe, I just fucked like a woman with a dick, I'd be like, nice. How was it? I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I was astounded when you told me that.
I know.
Because no, that's never going to happen. Not because I wouldn't, but because I wouldn't do it without you. Because we're in a committed relationship where if I have sex with someone, it's in front of you.
This is true.
In order to demean you.
But yeah, I like that one.
That was great. And I I just know it's someone that I've worked with or something.
Probably.
In the
It
past.
was fully anonymous though,
Was
so we
it?
don't know who it was.
Hey, listen, you're a champ. No matter who you are, you're a champ.
Yeah, hats off. Enjoyed that one. So last one, extremely quick.
Okay, that's what she said. That was that talking about that guy in the housemate friends with benefits. Sorry, I really had to string that one together to make it work.
So my first boyfriend was fingering me for the first time.
Nice.
And said, "Wow, you sound just like mac and cheese."
No. No.
So specific.
You sound like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Number one, ouch.
Ow.
Number two, how does he know what fingering mac and cheese sounds like?
Obviously not. It was when it's all gooey and you'd like mix it around with a spoon. It's like.
Sure. That's mental.
That's cringe.
I would have punched him. Another funny story. Quick one to finish.
Go on.
We were on a school trip.
Okay.
My school was a bit fucking wild, and there was a girl who fancied my mate, and it was like a residential trip. She ended up. It was like we like coerced it to get them into bed together.
Okay.
During the day, because that's sexy. With all your mates stood outside the door. They didn't have sex, but he fingered her.
Mm-hmm.
And like we burst in after about 10 minutes. She's laying there in bed with him, obviously naked from the waist down, poor girl. And she's like a bit embarrassed, like what the fuck's going on? And it's the first time he'd ever done anything with a girl.
Okay.
We were like, oh, how was it? How was it? And he looked at his fingers, looked at us at the door and went, I don't know, it's all slimy. And we were just like, oh no. Even at that age, at school age,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 16.
Mm.
Gonna say 16. We were like, oh no, I can't believe you just fucking said that in front of the poor girl. And she was really nice. She was a really lovely girl. She was just infatuated with our boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had a terrible hairline. So karma, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
So yeah. Right, you got anything more to add, my darling?
That's it.
That's it. Right. I'm gonna say follow us on the socials. Chelsea will tell you what they are. But also, whatever platform you're listening to us on, give us a review, give us a rating, whatever you feel is fair, because it means a lot to us to understand how we're doing. And subscribe, because again, it just fucking plays up with our algorithm and really helps us out.
It does really help us out. So you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Ironing Out the Kinks, all one words. And if you want to send us a submission or leave us a really, really nice review with words,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
you can go to iotk.fun, F-U-N, and you got everything there you need.
Yeah, get on there. Get on the social medias, because that's another good place to see our little questions and stuff and chirping.
Yeah.
And if you're into that cock and ball torture, hit us up, because we want to talk
please
to you.
do.
Yeah, I want to understand this. You know, I'm not scared of this conversation. But yeah, stay safe, keep fucking, stay happy.
Bye.
Bye.